Hey, it's Darren. I've got a lesson for you in sales. So if you're a personal trainer and you would like some assistance, better understanding what I think you need to do to make more sales so that you can help more people, this might help. First up, you need a sales system, meaning you need to know yourself, your procedure, your process to deal with inquiries. So when someone does show an interest because of your marketing or because of the referral systems you've set up or that chance opportunity through word of mouth that someone approaches you, it's important for you to be robust in this area, for you to know what should happen next. Is it that you offer a free complimentary week to try before they buy? Is it that you have a complimentary workout? Is it that you have a strategy call, a nutrition consultation? Do you offer an assessment? Is it that you instead have lots of numbers and therefore you have an email campaign that provides the first step in terms of a sales process? Or is it that you offer a coffee catch up? That it's important for you to play to your strengths. It's important for you to make sure that you put your best self forward when you have that opportunity to suddenly help someone to get over that hurdle of having to part with their hard-earned cash to be able to instead to be able to gain your well thought out solution. And by a sales system, what I mean is things will automatically work better regardless of your sales skills, regardless of any of the steps that I'm going to talk about in this lesson. It's important that you have a procedure, a sales system to handle your inquiries. Now, once you've got a sales system in place, a consistent way of processing your inquiries, it's important to have a sales presentation. That is a formal structure to be able to add to the end of a complimentary session or the end of a complimentary week or the end of a coffee shop chat where we need to be able to then talk business. We need to present the price, the investments involved in a coherent and very clear way. We need to make sure we move to a close, meaning we've got to ask for the sale. And before asking for the sale, we need to test the waters to see just how into the solution that we've been talking about this person is to be able to get this right. It might be we structure cleverly appropriate testimonials along that presentation so people can see other people like them who have also taken the plunge to invest in you and have got tremendous results as a consequence. Now, we've got to really focus this on the benefit. We've got to really make sure the person is super clear as to what they're going to gain as a consequence of investing in the program that we've been talking to them about or the programs that we have to offer. We talk about red brain, green brain sales. That is, red brain is all about that logic and green brain is all about that emotion. We've got to make sure we structure this with lots and lots of green brain activity, emotional buyings, so that this person can then use logic to justify the sale they've emotionally made. And we need to make sure that we've got clear follow-up. Whether the person buys or not, there should be structured follow-up so the person can actually have time if they need to be able to buy or make that decision to buy from you. Now, the 7 P's you've probably heard about, proper prior planning prevents pretty poor performance. Now, how much is the sale worth to you? If you are a trainer that a sale is perhaps 6 months of activity and that person over 6 months spends, I don't know, a few £1,000s, I would say it's probably worth investing in this part of your business because this is important. I mean, how important is making a sale to them? Do you genuinely believe that when you make a sale and that person invests in your products and services that you've created specifically for the person that's in front of you, is it a question that when they say yes, they're going to get a tremendous result, but if they stumble, they're just not, then I think it's very important to make sure this part is correct because it is a win-win. That it is worth you investing time to be able to get this right because this is the hub of your business. This is where your business will be made or not. And it's also key because it's where a client starts to get results. Now, this is where we can soften everything. I know sales can be daunting and sometimes uncomfortable for people, but we've got to get over that. But when we take a coaching approach, where we really first ask, and we're asking so that we genuinely give ourselves to listen, to understand, so we can learn about our client, about their situation, about their frustrations, about their pain, that not being fit and active or whatever the thing is that you do relates to, is important, because the other person listening into that conversation is them. They are hearing themselves say to you about their frustrations and about their struggle with their fitness. We need to ask, of course, and listen, and therefore learn about where they want to be instead, because the other person listening to that conversation, again, is them. They are hearing themselves talk about how they'd like to feel, how they'd like to be, how being fitter will show up in the rest of their life, how it will impact on others that they care for. See, as we get this coaching approach right, what this really does is it helps the person to really engage with us. It clarifies the problem, and therefore it has an element of qualifying the inquiry, meaning it qualifies the actual problem itself. It helps the person to be able to see shortly how your products and services are indeed a solution to the problems that they're currently experiencing. And this is important because this is how we sell a solution. We genuinely just need to coach people. We need to, in this aspect of the sales process, we need to be just trying to help. And the only way we can truly help is if we first understand. And when we lead this way, when this is actually the first thing that we do, when we sit down with someone and we show a genuine interest in them, and we establish their pain and the pleasure that they can associate with our products and services, we're going to make this whole process a lot easier. Now, we live in the 21st century. It's noisy out there, guys. We have to establish authority in an area in which people feel vulnerable, an area in which people have a lot of people saying that they got the answer. It is really important for people to see you as an authority. Now, you can create that through your marketing, not just the sales process, but I think this is important. And it's an important advancement in sales, really. It probably wasn't that long ago where sales was all about making friends, it was about connection. Now, connection is still important. That authority needs to be accompanied by a real good level of connection where the person really sees that you're in it for them, that you are someone that they get because you get them. And this balance of creating that authority, which we establish through having a bit more of a niche market, we establish by doing the work in the first place to establish what our business really is, who our clients really are. We can create that authority, that certainty that people are looking for when they are sold to. People want to see that your certainty is far greater than their doubt in terms of investing in you, in terms of them being able to get fit for good. And we create and we present the solution. You see, when we get that trust that we've established through the coaching approach, and we combine this with this certainty, this authority that we can have, we help someone to have confidence in us and confidence in our product to buy. Be that friendly expert. But what is important, regardless of how you're going to create this for yourself, is you must believe in your product. And that really, this is a must. Like an obsessed crazy person, you must wreak certainty and passion and obvious love for what you do. And that's why creating your products and services is so important. And it mustn't be flippant, that you've really got to create something that you are passionate about. It is never what you say. It is always how you say it that people buy into. And that really relates to your why. And therefore, you've got to go about the planet really wanting to talk to people, wanting to sell to people, wanting to be able to share with people what you do and why you do it and how it helps people. When you create products and services that mean something to you, which is why you've got to find that purpose, which of course is another video that I'm sure if you have come across, the things that I've spoken about before. If you're a graduate, of course, you know this because I talk about purpose a lot. That is really important because people are buying into, well, they are buying into you, and they're buying into your business, which is a reflection of you, and therefore we've got to believe in what we do, because when we have that belief on our sleeve, people will start to also believe in you and what you do too. It's infectious. And here we are, we've reached the final step in my 7-step process. Ask for referral. Amplify the importance of your sales. If every time you do this, you're potentially making 2 or maybe 3 sales, maybe it will just help you to work on this more than you otherwise would. And of course, the reality is this is a great time for asking referral. When someone does buy from you or decides that you are certainly the person that could really help them, this is the perfect time to ask whether there's anybody else that they know of that you could actually give a complimentary voucher to for them to come and have an appointment with you too. And you can give it as a certificate, you can give it as a voucher, as a card. You can take the name and number from them, there and then. Even if they don't start with you, even if they have reached the point where they think you are absolutely great, you've got a wonderful set of products and services. Unfortunately, right now is just not the time for them to be able to invest quite in what you do. But otherwise, they certainly can see how useful your products and services will be. Or even if it's just not a right match, the reality is it's not that they would like to have your services but they can't afford it. It's that this is actually not what they're looking for, but they can see how valuable this would be. You can still ask, look, I appreciate this is perhaps not for you at the moment. Nevertheless, from what we've talked about, is this something you see will be valuable to people? Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, is there anybody that perhaps I could give you a voucher to invite as a consequence of you taking the time today to spend some time with me talking about these products and services, that you could invite to come along, have an appointment with me? You can still do this, and you can do it in softer ways. It could be something they take away and it's just a physical card, like a business card, but on the back is the ability for them to go on, give it to someone, and to have a free complimentary, whatever it is your sales system gives as a free complimentary something. Referrals really important. The best time for it is always at point of sale, or when the person has just spent quality time with you and you've really coached well and you've engaged with them, so they perceive this authority, they perceive this connection, they have this idea of this solution that you offer. This is a great time for you to be able to do this. I hope this lesson has helped and look forward to bringing another one in the near future.